Alright y'all, today we're doing a Magic Johnson build video, and as you guys can see, I do already have the build template pulled up. As you can see here, I moved myself over. We're small forward, 6'9", 220 and 7'3" wingspan. His actual attributes are actually 6'9", 220 and 7'4" wingspan, but that is actually impossible this year's 2K. 7'3" is the maximum you can do. And now this is a small forward build, even though Magic Johnson's obviously a point guard, but if you do go to a point guard build, you'd actually only be able to be 6'7". So I'm going to be showing you guys two free Magic Johnson builds today, and both of them will be super viable and super fun to play as in the park. I hope you do enjoy them both. So moving my face back over here to the left hand side, we're going to go in and show the entire attributes for the small forward 6'9" with Magic Johnson build. And as you see here, everything is already laid out in front of you. You can just copy the build down if you want to right now. This build will play like Magic Johnson. Now, going over the stats to start with, we'll go over the finishing. Close shot, pretty mid. Magic Johnson obviously did have a nice post hook, but in this year's 2K, you're not going to be shooting that as a small forward or a point guard, so there's no real reason to give yourself this as a Magic Johnson build. And one thing I want to say to preface everything that I'm going to say here, I tried to make a competitive 2K build as well as a build that would play like Magic Johnson. So in this case, this build is still meant to be good as a viable player you can use, but also play like Magic Johnson. So I just want to preface that. I'm going to say this in every one of my build videos because I'll be doing a bunch of them. If you do have a player you want in a build video, drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to get it out because build videos are super fun for me. Looking at driving layup, 80 is the sweet spot this year, I think. You get bronze layup mixmaster, silver physical finisher as long as you do have some strength, and it gives you some great layup animations. So you're going to be able to get very good layup animations here. 75 driving dunk, gets you park dunks, gets you bronze posterizer. Magic Johnson was never really known as a dunker, but he still is a very solid player who can dunk. So you're going to want to use this 75 driving dunk here. These two are both minimum. You're not going to use post control or standing dunk on a point guard or small forward for real. So Magic Johnson as a player doesn't need either of these. And just, I mean, in real life, obviously he did have some post control. He was decent in the post, but in 2K, you don't need that on this player. You're still going to be able to play like Magic super, super well. Looking at the shooting now, Magic Johnson was never a great shooter, but I still gave him some viable 2K attributes. He will be able to green wide open. He won't be able to shoot many fades or anything like that, but Magic Johnson's going to have bronze shooting badges with silver set shot specialist. I just want to make sure we have an 80 mid-range just to make sure you can get some good jump shot animations. 80 is a threshold I've noticed for a lot of good animations and jump shots. So we have 76 3, 78 free throw. You're going to be able to play this build in the rec, and that's what I would recommend playing with this build as. It's definitely a rec-centric build. Looking at the playmaking, this is exactly what you're going to need on a Magic Johnson build. I only went up to 94 pass ac, so you do have the opportunity to get up to a 99 pass accuracy to get all legend passing badges. You do need one cap breaker to get versatile visionary up to Hall of Fame, and then after that, bailout requires 96 pass ac for Hall of Fame. And then if you look at build by badges down here at the bottom, and we're going to go over to versatile visionary, you will actually need 99 pass ac to get a legend bailout badge. And then also looking at versatile visionary, it's the same thing. You'll need 99 pass accuracy to get legend versatile visionary. Now, I did want to make this build actually good and viable, so I only gave him 94 pass accuracy with the potential to be upgraded to a 99 pass accuracy with your cap breaker. So if you have cap breakers, you're watching this later in the year, this is still going to be an insane Magic Johnson build. Use them on the pass accuracy. You'll have all legend passing badges. It's going to be absurd. Also looking at the rest of the playmaking stats, we maxed out ball handle and speed with ball for this build, height and weight, which is exactly what Magic is. You're having an 80 ball handle, which is actually very decent. You're going to get some decent moves, as well as the Scottie Pippen behind the back, which is very nice. 72 speed with ball. Unfortunately, it's impossible to get a higher than bronze lightning launch on this 6'9" build, which is why I'm also going to have a 6'7" Magic build coming up later in the video. So the playmaking stats are pretty self-explanatory. Defense, Magic was never a great defender. I did give him very solid all-around defensive stats, 85 perimeter defense, just to make sure you can get some decent shot contests. You're going to have silver challenger, silver on-ball menace, as well as bronze immovable enforcer, silver pick dodger. You're going to be able to play some defense on the perimeter, which is what Magic did mainly. We also do have interior defense a little bit for bronze paint patroller, as well as bronze post lockdown. The block's a little high, but block is such a cheap attribute on this build that it doesn't really unlock any other options. Like you can get an extra physical or something like that, but I think having an 80 block is just more viable for the build and makes it better in my opinion. Looking at the rebounding as well, we have 80 and 82 on offensive and defensive. This means you'll be able to actually snatch rebounds. With the 76 vertical, you're going to be jumping more than high enough. Magic Johnson was a triple-double machine, so you're going to be getting the assists, you're going to be getting the rebounds. The points may be a little bit harder to come by, but shooting wide open, you should be able to get points, and as well as layups. He has an 80 driving layup, and layups are pretty good this year. Now looking at the rest of the physicals, 80 speed, 77 agility, 73 strength. These are all just like kind of what got upgraded from upgrading our other attributes as well, different than the physicals. The speed and agility are a bit slow, but it's a Magic Johnson build. It's 6'9". You're not going to be able to get super fast speed and agility. I would recommend if you have extra cap breakers laying around, throw them on speed or agility. Strength is 73, so you can get a gold strong handle, and using your cap breaker on this, Magic Magic Johnson definitely did have strong handle. It's a perfect badge for him. Using a max +2 on the strong handle gold will give it up to legend. It's going to be absolutely absurd on legend. Strong handle is a super good badge on a big ball handler like this Magic Johnson build. So this build is going to be absolutely insane. Now, since it's a small forward, when you actually hit start and continue, you're not going to get Magic Johnson as a comparison. You're going to get Cooper Flagg, Glenn Robinson, and Julius Erving. Two-way table setter. It does have two-way capabilities just because of the high perimeter defense. Magic definitely wasn't a really like two-way player, but he's a table setter. That is definitely Magic Johnson. So no big weaknesses to report. Most of my builds this year actually don't have weaknesses to report because I like to make my builds be good at everything. And Magic Johnson's definitely a build that needs to be good at everything. But now what we're going to do, if you did skip to this point in the video, hi, welcome for coming here. It's a 6'7" Magic Johnson build. We're going back and we're editing the build to make it a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit better. It's going to be able to play point guard. It's not fully Magic Johnson, but you can definitely make it play like Magic Johnson. So I'll be back in a second. So after getting back here to the 6'7" point guard build, which you will be able to play at point guard if you're playing in the rec or the theater, wherever you're playing that you want to be a point guard, you can actually be a 6'7" point guard. I did max out the weight at 220, or not maxed out, but just made it Magic's weight at 220, as well as maximum wingspan, because I did want to have a max wingspan. Magic's wingspan in real life is actually 7'4", which is absolutely massive. He's huge on the court. So this 6'7" point guard build is the highest height point guard that you can build in 2K26. So we're going to look at the attributes here now. We still have the 94 pass accuracy. I'm just going to go over the main differences between this build and the previous build that I just made for Magic. So you still have the 94 pass accuracy. You're going to need to use cap breakers to increase that more. But one thing that's massive about this build is the 86 ball handle, getting you silver dribbling badges, as well as the 75 speed with ball, which is silver lightning launch, a massive badge that Magic does need to have. If you're going to be the main ball handle on your team stable setting, of course, you do need to have this 75 speed with ball. It is the best threshold in the game. For silver lightning launch, you can throw a max +2 or max +1 on it to get it up to gold or Hall of Fame. It's absolutely worth it to have this 75 speed with ball. Everything else is super similar. The steal has been lowered a bit, as well as block and interior defense, because as a point guard, you're going to be rarely in the paint. Rebounding is still really good because you want to be a triple-double machine, and the speed and agility have both improved slightly. The vertical improved by a little bit, strength stayed the exact same. Driving dunk improved by a little bit. I believe mid-range three-pointer and then free throw increased a tiny bit, but mid-range and three-pointer are the exact same. So this build is a little bit better in terms of attributes because it just has less height and less wingspan, but you're just gonna be able to dribble better and speed with ball as well. Now since this is a point guard build, I haven't actually seen who the three comparisons are gonna be. Magic Johnson is number one though. That is exactly what we were going for. Thank you 2K. No big weaknesses to report. Once again, Magic Johnson build. It's an actual Magic build in 2K26. I hadn't even looked at that yet, and they gave me Magic Johnson 86, 87. That is absolute prime Magic as well. So he threads needles, makes magic happen. Number one strength makes magic happen. Come on, man. This is a perfect Magic Johnson build. If you did enjoy, make sure you subscribe. Drop a build idea in the comments. I will be dropping a Magic face creation video about a day after I drop this one. So if you are watching this like a week or two after it comes out, definitely check out the face creation to make yourself a Magic build. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm signing off for now.